Hello, my name is Valencia Mays, and today I'll be doing a formative assessment data review. Some of the data in this PowerPoint is consisting of iReady data. Because I am an EIP teacher, EIP early intervention. Because I am an EIP teacher, some of my data are data of students would come from a different standpoint. Data, as we see it from EIP standpoint, changes daily, but we also choose our students and how we're going to, which students we're going to pick throughout the year. Data drives our initial selections of children as it relates to who will be intervened during the school year. So the data is for third through fifth grade students. The focus is on students who scored 30 percentile or below 30 percentile. The purpose is used to identify students in need of additional support, and it's important for my plannings as an EIP teacher. So, what does the data say? Since I'm looking at third, fourth, and fifth grade, when looking at this assessment is coming from third, fourth, and fifth graders. It is used as a pinpoint in the middle of the year. So this is something that we use for our students, which can be seen as a formative assessment because it's not the end of the year exam. And being that our students changed as we came into January, I use this to compare from the students that I pulled at the beginning of the school year. So looking at the third grade overall placement domains, domains are categorized in six different areas: phonological awareness, phonics, high frequency words, vocabulary, comprehension as it relates to literature, and informational text. As you can see, our third graders scored fairly well in high frequency words and not too far behind in phonics. Phonological awareness is grayed out due to them being in third grade. There are um, things that need to be looked on as it relates to our comprehension, well, vocabulary in both comprehensions categories. Looking at third grade, I have a total of 10 students here. Two of the students who are in this bunch of 10, 4 and 5, student 4 and student 5, these are students that I cannot pull due to them being in a already labeled EIP class. So that means, of course, because of funding and other things, I'm not allowed to pull them. Other students, on the other hand, such as student 1, 2, and 3, and 6 through 10, these are students who pretty much are on that curve of 30th percentile and below. We are told not to choose too far below 30 because at some point there's a thin line between being EIP and a student being on the RTI list. But if we look at student 1, we'll see that they are a grade level behind. They are grayed out in phonological awareness. Phonics is at a grade level 2. They surpassed high frequency words, grade level 2 for vocabulary and literature as it relates to comprehension, and grade level 1 as it relates to informational text comprehension. This student will be a student that I would probably pair in a group with student 3 because they are pretty much on the same level as it relates to those domains. My students are pretty much, they are categorized and grouped according to what the need is. So a child that would have a higher phonics, I wouldn't necessarily put them in with a student that didn't have it. But sometimes they do overlap due to us having to schedule and making sure that all students are being serviced. Another thing as we look at this data is that the students here are also, some of them were not on my radar as it relates to EIP at the beginning of the year. Um, Due to different things that have gone on throughout our school, um, I have had to get pulled from EIP duties to help teach a fourth grade math class. So there's different things as to why data may fluctuate throughout the year. Next, we're going to look at fourth grade overall placement domains. Again, they have some of the same domains, and we're still looking at the data as it relates to reading. So we're still looking at the same domains: phonics, high frequency words, vocabulary, comprehension, literature, and informational text. When looking at the fourth grade data, I have chosen a total of 11 students for this. Student three is a student that I do not pull because of them being an ESOL student. So they cannot get pulled in both components of ESOL and EIP. The students are still on our national norm. We try to stay close to 30 as we can. So some of them may be over and then they may be under. The students that have the red flags, student 8 and student 11, they have both rushed through the assessment. So more than likely, they this is not accurate data for them. As you can tell with all of our students in the fourth grade, they have surpassed or max scored for phonics and high frequency words. As you can see, our main focuses for fourth grade is vocabulary and comprehension as it relates to the literature and informational text. Another thing that you can tell with this is the students that are here on the fourth grade level, they are a grade level behind as it relates to reading. And last but not least, we're going to look at fifth grade data. The fifth grade data has the same domains from phonological awareness, which is grayed out, phonics, high frequency words, vocabulary, comprehension, literature, and comprehension, informational text. When looking at the fifth grade data, there are a total of 10 students. There are no students here who have rushed or students who are not allowed to get service. All students here, same as fourth grade, have bypassed or surpassed or max scored for phonics and high frequency words. This is very common, of course, when you get to fifth grade because they are way past those foundational grades. The students here too are under 30 and under for the national norms. Here we see that they get a little lower. They're on 22nd for the percentile rank. Sometimes this is for grouping purposes as well because I must see a certain amount of students per week. So the students here are a total of 2 grade levels behind, with a lot of help needed in the vocabulary areas. The only students that seem to be just a grade level below is student 2 and student 5. Looking at literature as it relates to comprehension, all students are two grade levels behind except for student 1, student 4, student 9, student 10, and informational text comprehension. We have 3 students who are grade 4, have a total of about 6 kids who are 2 grade levels behind at grade 3, and one student, student 10, who is more than 2 grade levels behind. So, what are some of the gaps in instruction and assessment? Some of the gaps here are students are struggling with phonemic awareness, decoding, fluency, and comprehension. This is very, very, very critical because the foundational piece of elementary school is between the grades of K through 3 as it relates to my school. So it is important that these students have mastered these skills before they pass third grade. Of course, we know this is not the case um, all the time. So it is important when I, as the EIP teacher, come in and I am ensuring that they are receiving what they need from me. Another gap that was acknowledged is the Tier 1 instruction. There is a big need for Tier 1 instruction. Since we do have a lot of new teachers in our building, there have been a lot of call and push for implementing quality Tier 1 instruction. And all in all, the foundational reading skills and Tier 1 instruction is all under having good classroom management. Classroom management is something that we lack, and it is probably due to a lot of new teachers that we have, along with some of the veteran teachers not really being able to keep up with today's child. Some of those old ways of doing things in the classroom may not work with the new age child. So it's just about keeping things fresh as it relates to teaching in the classroom, building those relationships, ensuring that students are comfortable where they are so that learning can happen. And what are some of the next steps? Teachers are receiving coaching from the instructional coach. This allows time for collaboration, but not only collaboration, it allows time for reflection. This also allows for teachers to develop personalized strategies and learning tactics as it relates to their classroom. There also needs to be a push on providing feedback during walkthroughs and meaningful feedback to where there can be a discussion had so that teachers are aware of what they can work on. Focus areas specifically need to be on Tier 1 instruction and classroom management. And then also ongoing intervention. Students will continue to receive intervention from the EIP teachers. As that relates to me, that's third through fifth grade students in the area of reading, and they will also be receiving in class interventions during those designated intervention times.